Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Moge. Moge here. What's my saved name? Shimoge. As in, what is my given name? Same thing, Shimoge. Moge is my foremost nickname, the title of this, which is my personal space. Thank you for those of you who've watched my other two live streams today. I did one on Inquiry and one on Shimoge's comments. Those are two of my other networks. Those are specifically on YouTube. This broadcast is also currently on YouTube. Thank you to those of you who are joining me now, and thank you to those of you who are joining me in the future. I know some people will watch this on replay. Oh, I just want to take a moment to stretch and breathe. Oh, I'm tired. I'm in a dip of funds, so the food is low. I did have a meal today, but the food is low. And then, of course, my personal ordeal is still ongoing. So, I am tired. But I'm here. And then, in addition to all that, I did those two live streams. And then I uploaded a pre-recorded video. It's not public yet because I need to add the description, but it's up there. So I've done some work. And again, that pre-recorded video has the same title as this live stream, except for the Capricorn energy part. I'm just going to read the script for it, just so the idea at least is public before the pre-recorded video is out. Anyway. Whew. Oh, thank you for those of you who are joining me right now, wherever you might be. Oh, my ancestors are with me. So are my mother's mothers and my father's fathers, my deceased blood relatives. So I call upon my blood relatives, as in the people I'm genetically related to, and then I call upon my ancestors, as in, I'm just going to say it like this because I don't want to describe genetics. I don't want to describe life a million times. But I also want to call upon my ancestors, as in the members of my lineage, the members of my race, my progenitors who are outside of my gene pool. Okay? As in, there are black people who say maybe they lived 2 million years ago. Obviously, I'm not like blood related to them like that, but we're part of the same tribe, but one of my ancestors. That's what I'm talking about, okay? And like, it's just hard to express because people kind of, I don't know, I guess we don't use certain concepts very much. And I'm gonna leave it at that. But another way of saying it is, obviously I'm blood related to them because they're in my race, but they're not part of my, English is terrible, I'll just say it like this, my most specific gene pool, and I'll say it like that, okay? Another way of saying it is, they couldn't be family members of mine, but they're more distant tribal relatives, okay? In order for someone to be your family member, they need to be part of your gene pool and then to have not committed an act of evil against you, okay? And I want to emphasize, I use that definition because people destroy the definition of family in two ways. The first way, easier to understand, you just call everyone you like your family. No, just either date the person or give them some other platonic label. Do not say this is my family. Oh, I like the person, we're not blood related, we're family now. No, just give them another label. You have to be blood related to your family members, one. The other way that gets bastardized, this one is more nuanced. I give people more leeway here. I got this from Spirit, but it makes sense to me. It's helpful. They call members of their gene pool their family members even if they've committed acts of evil against you. I'll just use myself as an example. Anthony Ikechukwu, my biological father, obviously part of my gene pool. He's not a family member. Why? He put me in a situation where my life could have been deleted, and he was the orchestrator. That is not a family member. He's just part of my gene pool. He has fallen out of grace. Just saying that to explain what I'm doing. I'm calling in all my relations, my entire lineage, my AKG, my slice that holds me in this life, my gene pool and outside, into prayer. I pray with my family, and more than that, I pray with my race. Anyway, and anytime I speak in front of you all, I'm praying, because, I need spiritual power. Anyway. Alright, let me just go. Anyway, the title of this live stream is I want to talk about my problems with the late Kevin Samuels, and it's part of the Capricorn energy segment. Okay, you'll see the pre-recorded version of this, which I've already made. It'll just be called I want to talk more about my problems with the late Kevin Samuels. Okay, one of the Capricorn energy part. Capricorn energy is a segment that you'll only see as a short or live stream, just because I think it's good to have some division there. But anyway, here are my notes, and I'm just going to go. All right, so the title of this, English is a terrible language. The title of this idea, I'll say overall it's an idea, this thing I'm presenting, is I want to talk more about my problems with the late Kevin Samuels. Here's a summary. I'll give a 5-point summary of the issue I'm addressing, then I'll give 4 thoughts on it. So first, Kevin Samuels was a YouTuber and dating coach. Kevin Samuels was a YouTuber and a dating coach. Kevin Samuels became famous on YouTube in the late 2010s. Kevin Samuel became famous on YouTube in the late 2010s. Okay, that was one level of fame. In about 2020, he ascended to another level of fame, world fame, due to a viral video of him insulting a woman, okay? Kevin Samuels got world famous in about 2020 due to a viral video of him insulting a woman. It was about a 22-minute clip. Kevin Samuels popularized the manosphere and their talking points. They were already famous, he made them more famous, and he made the minutia of their talking points more famous. And then, sadly, within a short time of him achieving world fame, it was definitely less than 2 years, it might have been like 18 months, he passed away after having a health issue, okay? Now, here are my thoughts on that. First, Kevin Samuels made the relationship crisis worse. We're in a global romantic relationships crisis, and he made it worse. 2, Kevin Samuels made racism worse, okay? The talking points he spewed out were also racist. They were anti-black. Specifically, they were against both the black category of existence and the black race specifically. He made racism worse. And yeah, that's it. It was terrible. Point 3, Kevin Samuels distracted the people. He caused people to have a lot of discussions about things that they did not need to put at the top of their list, okay? And I want to note, not all discussions about romantic relationships are in the same category. We need to have many discussions about romantic relationships, but not the ones he put at the forefront. And I'll leave it at that for now. Then point 4, Kevin Samuels worsened my workspace. For me, this really adds insult to injury, because anyone who speaks against the people, speaks against the basics of life, makes me angry. But if you do something that then hurts me personally, that adds insult to injury, okay? I work in the marketplace of ideas, okay? I put ideas out there to make the world better. Kevin Samuels has worsened the marketplace of ideas because he spewed a lot of nonsense into the ether that distracted people. So people now have an appetite for watching nonsense, and that's not necessarily their fault. It's just people have been traumatized and or disoriented, and they just go and look at it. So it's harder to get people to look at proper ideas. And on top of that, gangs of evil people. And I'm not saying they're literally in classic gangs, although I'm sure some of them are. I'm just saying the way they operate, you can look at it, it's like a gang. Gangs of evil people will now descend on anyone, either digitally or in person, who goes against what he's saying. So he just worsened my workplace. So I don't like him. I don't like what he did. So those are my thoughts. Now let me give the bonus piece of information. Listen to music. Listen to music. Now here's the hand of God, a piece of metaphysical information. I'm going to define OHA, O-H-A. In my language, which most people call Igbo language, it means the people. Look it up. That'll be my reference point for the term. This definition, though, I will note, comes from above, comes from my ancestors, as well as indeed nan, and then, it's supported by my own thought and observation. The people is any group of at least 1,000 that is more than half women. That is the people. And then if you're looking at everyone in the world together, you can also call that collectively the people. Now, let me give the double question. Question 1. Why do you think Kevin Samuels targeted women? Why do you think Kevin Samuels targeted women? Question 2. Why did Kevin Samuels become more famous than any other manosphere personality? Why did Kevin Samuels become more famous than any other manosphere personality? Thank you. Let me take a break, then I'll say those points again. Yeah. Oh, give me a second. Oh, just taking a break here. Again, just before I give the points again, I want to reiterate my definition of Oha comes from spiritual enlightenment, and then it's supported by my own observation and thought. But it really means the people. I mean, it means the people. And as a reference point, look up the people Igbo language or OHA Igbo language. And I want to note, oftentimes when Oha is written Igbo language, it's written as an O with a dot under it and then HA, and people pronounce it variously, Oha and Oha. I think most people would say Oha, and there's a lot of, I'll just say, discussion about tonality and what people call Igbo language today. I don't want to get into that for a long time, but I'm just giving that to you guys so you can find it. Anyway, that's my reference point, just so you know. Again, here's the word here. I hope you guys can see that. Yeah, so ha, 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 ha. All right, let me say it again. Calling in all my support. Let's go. Once again, welcome. My name is Chimoge. Welcome to my personal network, Moge. The title of this idea, also a huge part of the title of this live stream is, I want to talk more about my problems with the late Kevin Samuels. I want to talk more about my problems with the late Kevin Samuels. Here is the summary of the issue. Kevin Samuels was a YouTuber and a dating coach. He got famous on YouTube in the late 2010s. He got even more famous to a world famous level in about 2020 due to a viral video of him insulting a woman. Kevin Samuels, in all this, popularized the already prominent manosphere and their talking points. He made them more famous, and he made the minutiae of their talking points more well known. Shortly after his fame, within about 2 years, maybe 18 months, he passed away due to a health issue. Now, here are my thoughts on that. First, Kevin Samuels made the relationship crisis worse. We're in the midst of a global romantic relationship crisis, and he made it worse through his rhetoric. Point 2, Kevin Samuels made racism worse. Racism is everywhere. It makes all crime worse, and it itself is a crime. Kevin Samuels' talking points were racist. He made racism worse. Racism that affects the entire black category of existence, and racism that specifically affects the black race. Terrible. Point 3, Kevin Samuels distracted the people. He got people talking about things they should not have been talking about. And I want to note, not all romantic relationships topics are in the exact same category. So while we should be talking about romantic relationships, the specific things he exploded should not have been talked about to that extent. And point 4, Kevin Samuels worsened my workspace. Obviously, I work by posting my ideas online for people to see, and then I also talk about them in person when I have the chance. Although right now I will note almost exclusively I give my ideas online just because of overall situation opportunity. But I don't want to squish the scope of my potential work and the work that I do. But anyway, that is all part of the marketplace of ideas. He worsened the marketplace of ideas by spewing nonsense and giving people an appetite for watching, listening to, and debating nonsense. It made my life a lot harder. And I'll leave it at that this time. So those are my thoughts. Overall, obviously, I'm not a fan of Kevin Samuels or what he did. Anyway, let me give the bonus piece of information. Listen to music. Listen to music. Now here's the hand of God. Here's a piece of metaphysical information. I'm going to define the people. Once again, if you look up Igbo language, OHA, Igbo language, the people, any variation of that, you'll find my reference point for this. This definition comes from above and is supported by my own thought and observation. The people is any group of 1,000 or more that is majority women, as in it is more than 50% women. And when you look at all people in the world together, you can call us collectively the people as well. Now, here is the double question, the Utah Abwa, the double sweetness. Question 1, why do you think Kevin Samuels targeted women? Why do you think Kevin Samuels targeted women? Question 2, why did Kevin Samuels become more famous than any other manosphere personality? Why did Kevin Samuels become more famous than any other manosphere personality? Thank you very much. See you next time. Please patronize my business. The links to do all that are in my About section. You can buy my art on Patreon. You can also subscribe on Patreon. You can buy my merchandise. I have merchandise stores on other networks. I'm working getting the merchandise stores for this one. And you can donate. You can donate on PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. Thank you very much. See you next time.